Welcome to Market Recap Live. I am your host, Joseph Martin, and I have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We are taking a look at ticker CTAS. You might know them better as Cintas. Cintas Corporation was founded in 1929 by Richard Doc Farmer and Amelia Farmer, with the first office opening in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now they are a business services company providing uniforms, floor mats, and safety products in the industrial space. And they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Cintas Corporation primary competitors are UniFirst, Aramark, and Vestas. So today we are going to review Cintas Corporation earnings and take a look at their website. But before we do, let's do a roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put an FB in the chat if you are tuning in from Facebook. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. All right, so let's get into these earnings. Cintas Corporation, ticker symbol CTAS, the $70.5 billion industrials leader, reported its third quarter earnings March 25th, 2026. Cintas is listed in the diversified outsourced service industry inside the industrials sector. They have a 52-week high of $229.24 and a 52-week low of $173.59, which is a trading range of $55.65, and closed today at $176.85. Cintas Corporation earnings report missed on the top line and beat on the bottom line, as margin expansion and automation efficiency helped offset a slight revenue shortfall relative to high expectations. They reported revenue of $2.84 billion, which was lower than the market expectations of $2.88 billion. Their EPS were higher than the analyst and market expectations of $1.23 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $1.24. Cintas Corporation reported a GAAP net income of $1.9 billion, which was higher than the $1.13 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year, which is an increase of 68.1%. So for the third fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 40% lower than it is compared to now, a year later. Cintas Corporation 52-week high of $229.24 took place in 2025, of course, right? We needed a month. We should have got a month with that. And today, the stock reached a daily high of $186.05. The stock is currently testing its 52-week lows following the earnings release. This represents a decline of 22.9% over a span of approximately 6 months. So if someone invested $1,000 at that 52-week high, they would currently be seeing a loss of $229. The earnings were released before market close, followed by a 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time conference call. Management highlighted a new agreement to acquire UniFirst Corporation and raise full-year revenue guidance. Now let's look at a couple of things on their website. Let's go over there. Let's go. All right. So we are going to browse over the Cintas website. And it's a few things that we are looking for that I wanted to point out. And I actually talked about them in a video I just did about Albemarle Corporation, and I have a link to that video down in the description, as well as information about this website. The links for every website we're featuring in tonight's show are down in the description for your convenience. All right, so we're going to browse over the website and look at what they have to offer. We'll outfit your team and your business. A company I used to work for years ago used to have our clothes picked up and cleaned by Cintas. So I'm familiar with the company. And I didn't know they did first aid and safety. I did know they did the rugs. This stuff move around when you mouse over it. Uniforms and work apparel, fire protection, flame resistant clothing, restroom and hygiene solutions, training and compliance, safety and PPE. So they have About Us on the main website, so we don't have to dig around for that. About Us, for businesses that care about their people and their impact. We're by your side, helping you achieve your best every day across workwear and apparel facilities, first aid and safety, fire protection and beyond. And working together for even greater impact, safety, cleaner, efficient, better design, more sustainable, and inclusive. With the operational service and delivery excellence to help you run even better. We're all in together for a better work day. Got it. They got the investors' information on the main page. Let me take me off the screen so you can see that. This is interesting. I think this is one of the first websites that we've been reviewing where they had the About Us on the main page and the investors' information. But here's the investors' relation information down at the bottom. I don't see an About Us. I see careers. I see home. Nope. Let's go back to the top. I just see careers. Okay, here's About right here. Let's see what they got in here. About who we are, investors relation, who we are. All right, let's go to who we are. Put me back on the screen. I'm not blocking anything. All right, who we are. Our diverse team is passion driven to help and to elevate. We're inspired by your team, your business, and your customers. We apply that inspiration to delivering the right solutions, products, and services to help you run better than ever. I'm not going to read it all. If you want to read over this, you're more than welcome to. The links is down in the description for your convenience. We just going to browse over and get an idea of what they're doing. So we can come right back here for the investors relation. Let's browse over this. Cintas by the numbers. They have more than 1 million customers in the US and Canada. More than 10.3 billion in revenue, 12 distribution centers, commitment to water, approximately almost 50,000 employee partners in this area. Look at the number of routes distributing products and services. I didn't even know that would be something somebody would track or promote, including their logistics and the information with what they do. All right, so let's go to the investors relations, see what we can find out about the stock. There it is right here, stock price. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. So let's click on that. Stock price. Uh-oh, is it taking a minute to load? Okay, there it is. That was weird. Why it takes so long to load up? Well, at least it's there. It ain't blank like some of the other stuff we've seen. And it is 150% zoomed in. So this is where we are. Current stock price. So they do trade on a NASDAQ. Here's the ticker symbol, CTAS, the ticker symbol. You can change the chart to different styles. I don't know if you can change the color or not, but we're going to look at this company on the Thinkorswim platform. But this is where you find the information on their website. So let's go over to Thinkorswim. And I already have them pulled up on the chart. And this is a 1 year, 1 day chart. Let's look at a 10-year week. So I had looked at this company, I want to say like over a year ago. And this is when I drew this trend line here. Let me zoom. This company has just been going up and up and up and up. It took a little dip right here, but it's basically stayed above this 200 moving day, this 200 simple moving average. But these are weeks. So this is a 200 week simple moving average because we're on a candle chart that represents weeks. I said that twice, didn't I? But it's staying above that simple moving average line. Okay. So it's been trending up consistently 2016 is back here. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, and now we're here in 2026, and it's still trending above this line. So when I had seen it, I just drew this here, this trend line. Let me zoom in. This trend line over here. That's when I first started looking at it. I'm like, wow, this thing is just going straight up. So when it broke through it, it came down and caught some support right here. So let me draw a support line there. I would say it would be like the bottom of the green. That would be the support and resistance. So we can go back here and look at it. So this area right here, let me draw a box. Nope, let's do a circle. That'd be nicer. So this area right here, this is where it tested the resistance, right? So it tested on this red candle here. Then it came back and tested it here. Then it tested it. It opened right on it, broke down and went up. So that would, it respected that as support once it crossed it, and it's been moving up ever since. Then it came back and it tested that support area, and then it trended back up. It's came back down. It's been testing it over here. So let me show you the few times that this is what I was looking at. So it tested it here, here, and then here. And now it's breaking it. So that was 3 times, but this is when it successfully made it across. So it successfully made it across here, tested it as support, came back down, tested it as support. Now it came back again and it failed. This is the 3rd time. So in this 3rd time it failed. And this week, we still got some time left, since this is weak candles. So let's go over to the daily chart, and we can see, so today is Wednesday. So this is the information for today. And I'm gonna remove these drawings because you, at least these, the circles. And I'm gonna put on my floating data box. And if you bored, I don't blame you. This stuff get exciting when you start making some money and start understanding. It's interesting to me because I see opportunity. That's what I see. I see opportunity up in here. You might be worried. You're like, I don't understand this stuff, man. Please. These are opportunities. All right, so here's the floating data box. We're gonna mouse over the daily. Now we're on a daily chart, and I didn't put the floating box on, so now you can't see it. So let me take this off real quick so I can show you. Right over here, 1 year daily chart. So that's what we're looking at. And I zoomed in. So this is the full, this is a whole year worth of trading on a daily chart. And we're going to zoom in to where we're focused at now. Here's today's candle. I'm going to drag this over so I won't be blocking it. Pull up my floating data box. Now we're going to talk about the price for today. So Cintas opened at $184.18. They had a high of $186.05. They had a low of $173.59. They closed today at $176.85, which was a trading range of $12.47. And if we look at the trading volume, they traded 3.2 million shares of this company today. And my rank percentile is not on the screen. So let me pull that up. Figured out how to do this. I'm gonna zoom back in. So what we're looking at here, we're trying to gauge the average volume compared to the last 252 trading days. So when we look at this, out of the last 252 trading days, the most recent, only 21 of those days had higher volume than today. So this is a high volume percentile. So they had significant volume today with this huge red candle that they had for today. That's what we're looking at with that, because volume matters when it comes to technical analysis. And that's basically what we're doing when we're looking for support, resistance, trend lines, and things like that. All right, so since we did that, ooh, I did that thing I do where I skip right over giving you disclaimer about the chart. Here we go. Professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. You lose critical detail and advanced platform features on a mobile screen. So be advised, trading from your phone is usually the least effective way for managing your assets. To see every detail, use a full trading platform and watch these streams on a computer or a TV. Only use your phone as a last resort. Should have told you this before we looked at the charts, but now you know, because this is not our last time looking at charts tonight. Actually, we're about to go ahead and look at the SPY. But before we do that, let's get back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as on the ticker I just put on the screen. All right. So we're going to look at the S&P market close, but we're going to look at the SPY ETF because it tracks the performance of the S&P 500 because you can't invest directly in the S&P. So let's go there. In the symbol box, we're going to type in SPY and see what it did today. So we're still looking at a 1 year that I can show you here too. So if we look at time frame set, I'm not even, I'm glad I looked up at the screen. I'm just talking away, ain't I? Here we go. I got the chart pulled back up so you can see it. So we're looking at the SPY. This is where I typed in the information in the symbol box so we could pull that up. Okay. Because we were looking at Cintas. So what was it? CTAS. I'll show you again since you missed it because I didn't have it up on the screen. So we type in SPY where we just put in the ticker symbol for Cintas. And there we go. All right. So we're looking at a 1 year daily chart. I'm going to take the floating box off for a moment. I'm going to make a hotkey where I can click that real quick and get that to come off the screen. So when we zoom in, we already drew our support and resistance. So it gapped up. I wouldn't say would it be a gap? It opened higher today. So it closed right on that resistance because the price was below it. So it was a resistance. No, it wasn't. It was support. Because I remember when we looked at this yesterday, this closed at $653.18. So let me put the floating data box back so you can see what I'm saying. So yesterday they closed at $653.18. So that would be support because it's above this line. It's above it. So that would be support. And then it opened higher today. It opened right here on the top of the body of the red candle. So it opened at $658.67 today. And they had a high of $660.89. They had a low of $654.24, and they closed today at $656.82, which is a trading range of $6.65. And if we look at the trading volume, they traded 90 million shares of this ETF today. And when we look at the rank percentile, that was 78.6%, which is significant. So almost 80% of the candles were lower than today's volume. So that's significant. So it still closed. It closed above this support, but it's still closing below the 200 simple moving average and the 9 simple moving average. It still closed below those. So that's our technical analysis and the information for the SPY ETF. So let's move on. I want to tell you about this though. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the S&P 500 index performance, if I hadn't said that already. So now let's look at today's winners and losers. So we're going to go up to Market Watch, and I already have it pulled up, but I'll show you how to get there. You go over here to the watch list section, the watch list tab, scroll down to public S through S-W. And it's right there. Then we click the percentage change, and I have my columns on market recap. That's a custom thing. So right here, we're going to start off first. We're going to look at The loser, so we can end the night on a high note. I do not like looking at the winners first and then looking at them losers. I don't like doing that. So let's go ahead and look at the biggest loser for today first. Let's get back here. All right. So it is ticker VRSK, Verisk Analytics. Let me highlight that. I shouldn't have clicked that section. Okay. So their previous close was $194.73. They closed today at $185.05, and they lost roughly 5% today. So if someone invested $1,000 in this company, I'm gonna round it off, they would have lost $50, which would have turned their $1,000 investment to $950 roughly, because we're rounding it off. Now let's go over to analyze, and we can find out some more about this company. So ticker symbol VRSK, and they are in the industrials sector. So we're going to read a little bit about their company and the company profile. So let me take me off the screen so you can see it, this section right here. And this is the official name of the company, VRSK Analytics Incorporated. Here's their website, and the link to their website is also down in the description for your convenience. We're only going to read a sentence or two out of this, but they be trying to get me. Verisk Analytics Incorporated engages in the provision of data analytics and technology solutions to the insurance industry in the United States and internationally. The company offers underwriting solutions, including forms, rules, and loss cost services that provides policy language, perspective, loss costs, policy writing, and rating rules, and underwriting solutions for risk selection and segmentation. That's all we're going to start reading now, like the first sentence all the way across the paragraph and like half of the next one. We're not going to read all of this stuff anymore. So let's go ahead and visit their website. I already have it pulled up here. F11. Take this ticker off the screen. Okay, let's zoom in. And remember, the link for this website is down in the description for your convenience. So we're going to browse over this website and see what we can learn about this company, how they make their money, like what are their goods and services, their customers, how they treat their employees, things like that. Powering better insurance decisions. Verisk connects the global insurance industry through proprietary data and technology to deliver the insights that real people depend on every day. So they have our focus, our solutions, resources, and company. So company should be about us, and then we should see investors. Okay, yes. So that's right there. So let's scroll over the website. It looks like a decent scroll. It's not too long. Data-driven risk modeling and insurance data analytics. So what I'm getting from this is that they provide data for insurance companies. So like insurance companies need this data to determine risk when they're insuring certain areas and things like that. Like for example, catastrophe and risk solutions. They need to know how much they need to charge in order to still be profitable, just in case they need to pay out claims of the things that they're insuring. And they help with that data to help them be as accurate as possible. Innovative solutions spanning the entire insurance industry. Insurers leverage our predictive analytics, compliance, risk management, and insurance data solutions to improve profitability, which is what I just said, streamline workflows, and enhance customer experiences. I know I want my insurance company to have these stuff together when I have an issue or something. That's the whole point of having insurance, to make sure that they can take care of what they need to take care of, because that's what you're paying for. Committed to sustainability, press release information, join our team. Okay, they have the company information here at the bottom as well. I'll take me off the screen so you can see it. So here's the company section, about us, and I don't see the investment. Oh, here, key links, investors. So let's go to about us. Put me back on the screen. Innovating for the insurance ecosystem. Verisk is a strategic partner to an essential industry, helping insurers build global resilience for people, businesses, and communities. Risk management solutions for the future, operating across the insurance value chain. Underwriting, claim. Look at all these statistical records they talking about they have. And the claims records, they got a lot of data that they use. So their mission to be the leading strategic data analytics technology partner to the global insurance industry by delivering value to our clients through knowledge, expertise, and scale. All over the world, Craig. All right, so let's go to the investors' information. There's their stock information. They zoomed us out. There they go. Let's zoom back in. 150. Investors relations. So they trade on the NASDAQ, ticker symbol VRSK. As I said, all messed up before. Closing price, the amount of money they lost today, $9.68 per share. Roughly, they lost 5%, which is what we talked about earlier. Their corporate overview, we're looking for the data about today, all the stock information about today. The high, the open, the close, and all of that. So here's that information here with the stock quote. So this is the stock quote for today. Here's the stock chart, historical stock quote. So this is where you find their stock information on their website. So let's go over to Thinkorswim so we can look at what's going on with this company. So we already have it pulled up. We go over the charts. And what are we looking at? Take this off. We are looking at a 1-year daily chart. So recently it looked like they hit their 52-week low, which they did. So here's their 52-week high over here at $322.92. Here's the 52-week low at $164.06. And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so we can find out what day that was. So if we look down at the bottom of the screen, it's saying that that was February 12th. If you follow those crosshairs down at the bottom, you'll see where it says 212. And you can see the date over here. Right here where it says D, this D stands for date. So when I mouse over it, it'll change. It'll tell you February 12th to 26, if you're looking in that area so you can see it. And now this is today's information. So we're going to read this off in a second. Let me zoom out and see if I see anything about support and resistance. Okay, there's not a lot of recent information I see resistance here, but it's more so like a zone. So let me draw what I mean when I say zone. Oh, this is going to take a minute. First, I need to take this snap off. Okay. Then I need to zoom in. Because there's no candles over here, it's not something you can use to do the technical analysis. You would have to extend the length of the chart to try to find previous price levels. But I'm just going to focus on this area right here. So if I zoom in on this level, and I'm going to do a price line first. So this was a trading range that it was trading in. So I would say if we had to draw a line, there would be a line here and there would be a line here. So that's a zone. If you look at it, it's not actually coming all the way back down to that second line I drew. Can you see that? Yeah, it's not coming all the way down to that second line. So that would be a zone to me. If I was doing technical analysis on this, I would see this as a zone, a trading zone. So that whole zone would be support and resistance because it wasn't enough candles that hit on that actual spot. It would be empty space there. But you can see it respected it. And then it got rejected right here. What day is that? It got rejected on March 10th, and it's been downtrending ever since. So that's the analysis that I see on this. But they did make a nice gain from this 52-week low. So let me show you how we do that. I took the snap off. So put the snap back on. The OHLC stands for open, high, low, and close. So it'll snap to the low if I'm near the low, and then I'm gonna go to the highest candle since that low. And that's the highest candle, which was on March 5th. So from that low to that high, that was a 31.62% gain. That's crazy. in a matter of how many days? 21 days. So less than a month, that produced a 31.62% return. So if someone invested $1,000 buying it at that 52-week low and got out at that high, they would have roughly made $310. Well, no, $316.20 to be exact. And now we're going to read the information about today. So we're going to cut on the floating data box, apply, and we're going to mouse over this area right here. This is the candle for today. So Verisk, ticker VRSK, opened at $195.61. They had a high of $198.67. And they had a low of $182.50. They closed at $185.05, which was a trading range of $16.16. And if we go and look at the bottom, they had trading volume of 2.7 million. So they traded 2.7 million shares. We rounded that off today in their stock. And if we look at the volume rank percentile, it's in the 93.3%. So out of 252 most recent trading days, only 17 days had more volume than today, which is significant. And that's a very bearish candle. And it closed below the 9, the simple moving average 9, and the simple moving 200. So this is a simple moving average 200 daily, and this is the 9 daily average. And they closed below both of them. Okay. All right. So we got that for the biggest loser. Let's go to the biggest winner. So we go over to Market Watch and we click percentage change. All right. So this is going to be interesting. Let's put this ticker stuff back on the screen. I didn't have this on here. All right. So what's interesting about this in particular is that we already covered. Let me tell you. So today's winner is SMCI. Okay. Ticker symbol SMCI. Company Super Micro Computers. Okay. SMCI, we covered them on Friday last week. All right. We covered them Friday. So I believe that was March 20th. I put the wrong date in here, but I believe that was March 20th. We covered them on Friday. And on that day, they had lost over 33%. They hit a 52-week low of $19.48 this week on Monday. All right. From that low to today's high, they've gained, drum roll, please. Let's look at the charts. I already drew it on the chart. So this is a daily chart. I'm going to drag this. You can see it. Okay. So this is Friday. Friday, they had lost 33% from Thursday to Friday. They lost over 33%. This is Monday. So on Monday, they hit a 52-week low of $19.48, which is what I just told you. From the high, from that 52-week low to the high they reached today, that was a 24.18% return in a matter of 3 days. So we just looked at one stock where it presented an over 30% gain in 21 days, if I'm not mistaken. And this one produced almost 25% in 3 days. So these opportunities are here. They are here. If you look at these charts enough and see it, there's opportunities there. So we already did technical analysis on this one. So you can see the support and resistance. So once a price breaks below support, that support becomes resistance. So recently it broke this support, and it broke that support on, I just told you, Friday when it opened below. So it opened here and it closed here on Friday. And then it closed above that resistance today. So now that it closed above it, this becomes support now because the price is above what used to be resistance. So now this line here is going to be resistance. And then we have the simple moving average 9 right here. That's a 9-day simple moving average. And the 200-day simple moving average is right here, this white line. So let's read the stock information about today, and then we can move on to the companies we actually going to cover today. So SMCI opened at $22.63. They had a high of $24.19. They had a low of $22.57, and they closed today at $24.05, which is a trading range of $1.62. If we look at the trading volume, they had a trading volume of almost 68 million shares traded today, and that was in the 92.9 percentile for volume, the rank percentile for volume. So only 18 days had more volume than today out of the most recent 252 trading days. So we're not going to look at their website today. If you're interested in looking at SMCI's website, we did that on March. What day did we cover them? I believe we covered them on the day they were the biggest loser. We looked at their website on that day. So that would be March 20th. So if you want to look at us, review their website, go to that live stream, go to that video. So let's go back to Market Watch. Now, Hewlett Packard, they are the next highest gainer for today. And we covered Hewlett Packard and their earnings on Tuesday, March 10th. So we already looked at their website in the last 30 days. And because these companies are showing up frequently in these different categories, they're showing up in earnings, they're showing up in the biggest loser, and they're showing up as the biggest winner. And they're showing up close to one another. I'm not going to go back on their website for 30 days. I'm going to give it like a 30-day window before we go to their website again. So if you want to look at HPE's, Hewlett Packard's website, where we review it, that was the March 10th live stream video. So we're going to go with the third company today, which is AMD, and we're going to use them as the biggest winner today so we can look at their website. So they had a previous close of $205.37, and they closed today at $220.27. And they had a percentage gain of 7.26%. So if someone invested, I'll pull the calculator up for this one so you can see how we do this. Someone invested $1,000. We will multiply this. We're going to change the percentage into a decimal. So that will be 0.0726. They would have received $72.60 as the ROI, their return on their investment. So their $1,000 investment would have grown to $1,072.60. So that's how we quickly do the math. We're going to look at the charts after we look at their website. So let's go over to the website information. So ticker symbol AMD. They are in the information technology sector. And I want to point this out to you, which is very interesting. A rising tide, there's a saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. So right now, I'm going to point something out to you. The top 4 companies for today, for the biggest winners, they're all in the information technology sector. It's right here. So SMCI, information technology. Hewlett Packard, information technology. AMD, information technology. Intel, information technology. Look how many information technology companies are in the first 10 companies up here. That's more than 10, but how many is this? So that's 3, that's 4, so 7. So out of the first 7, there's 6 of them. So that was 7, so 12. So if you go to 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 out of 12. So that's 66% of the companies are in the information technology sector. So it looks like the information technology sector had a great day today in the market. That's what I'm seeing from that by glancing over this. So let's go to AMD. I wanted to make sure that I had told you guys that. So they're in the information technology sector. We're going to look at their company profile. Let me take me off the screen for a second. So here's the official name of the company, Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. Their website, for your convenience, is down in the description. We're going to read this. So Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated operates as a semiconductor company internationally. It operates in 3 segments: data center, client and gaming, and embedded. The company offers artificial intelligence, AI accelerators, microprocessors, and graphics processing units, GPUs, as standalone devices or as incorporated into accelerated processing units, chipsets, and data center and professional GPUs. Guys, we're not reading as much as we used to read anymore. So we're done. So now let's go ahead and visit their website. Go here. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. I need some water. Let me put me back on the screen. Y'all can watch me drink some water. That wasn't good. Hold on. I shouldn't have let y'all watch. I just splashed water all over my face. Talking about I'm gonna let y'all drink some water. I'm gonna let y'all talking about I'm gonna let y'all watch me. I'll let y'all watch me splash water on my face. Oh man, boy, it's always something when I do these live streams. Woo, that's the thing that be scaring me sometimes when you do these live streams. I'll be nervous. I'm like, you can't edit nothing. A mistake happened, you good as caught. Look. Well, you know where that came from. Spill some water on my shirt. Okay, so no cookies. Let's get these cookies off of here. Cookie notice. Just accept them. Just get it off the screen. All right, let's zoom in. We have 150. Yeah, okay, so 150. So AMD, let's look at the top, try to find. That's their product, solutions, resources, and support. Do you see company about? No. Support. Products for nope. I don't see it. So most likely it's going to be at the bottom. So let's just browse over their website. Your trusted partner for advancing AI, advancing sovereign AI infrastructure in Korea. AMD Naver Cloud. I think that's what that is. Why AMD? Broadest portfolio of AI solutions, open ecosystem approach, proven leadership in innovation, explore solutions, leading businesses, trust AMD. So they got Google Cloud, Microsoft, Dell, Lenovo, Oracle, IMB, Cisco, Shell, Siemens, Epic, Microsoft Azure, Hewlett Packard. This is Amazon Web Services. This company is involved with a lot of other great companies, boy. A comprehensive AI portfolio. So they got data center solutions. This look like some robots, AI PCs. Okay, Developer Central. Links are down in the description, so you can. They looks like they have a lot of information on here. So if you want to read through this on your own time, feel free. The link is in the description for your convenience. All right, so let's go to company information. Let me take me off the screen so you can see it. So right here, we're under a company. We're going to go to about AMD. So we're going to read this first part. Our company, AMD, is the high performance and adaptive computer leader, powering the products and services that help solve the world's most important challenges. Our technologies advance the future of the data center, embedded gaming, and PC markets. There's their chip, their processor, our vision, high performance and adaptive computing, transforming our lives. Our mission, build great products that accelerate next generation computer experiences. Advancing corporate responsibility, building AMD and the culture with progressive leadership. Research, innovation, quality, join us. We're pushing the limits of innovation to solve the world's most important challenges. All right, so let's go to the investors. Relations is right over here. Good. I don't have to take me off the screen. So we'll click on that. Stock information. They zoomed us out. They do this every time we go to these pages. So we zoom back in. It's right up here at the top. Stock data. So we click that. And here's the charts they provide. So now you know where to find it on their website. So here's the stock quote information for today. They don't give you many features on this chart. Yes, they do. Right here, you can change it. So you can change it to candlesticks, pretty small, whatever. But let's go ahead and go to the Thinkorswim platform and look at AMD. Okay, so we go to the charts, put the ticker back on the screen. There we go. All right, man, this look horrible with that little water spilled on my shirt. Oh, man, I wish I hadn't done it. I wish I had just left my mouth dry. All right. So let's get some technical analysis going on here. Let me take this floating data box off, apply. Okay. I see a couple of gaps immediately. That's what I'm seeing. And I don't know when I drew these price levels, but it's trading above. We are looking at a 1 year daily chart. I'll verify it right here. So 1 year daily chart, but I'm gonna extend this to 2 years, 2 year daily chart. So we're gonna extend it. So that's where we are now. So you see how when you extend the time frame, let me take me off the screen. When you extend the time frame, you see more price levels you can use to get the support line. You see this gap right here? I wasn't able to find other prices until back here to help me see support and resistance areas. Okay. So that's why it's good to extend the chart time frame sometime to be able to get those extra price levels. So let me put me back on the screen. All right. So let's look at what we can do here. So when I look at this area, it gapped from here to here. So this is a support area, support and resistance. But it's like a zone, like I had showed you before. It's not a clean support level. So if we put the line there, we also have it like, we're trying to find as many candles that cross that line. And this is where I think it's at. It's right here. So this one is like a zone. So let me draw the zone. We go here. Do we have the snap on? Let's check it. Yes, it's on. So take the snap off so I can draw the zone. There's a zone. It's not as simple as just a support and resistance line. So here's the support and resistance zone that we're looking at. So you can see when it comes in that zone, you see how the wicks respected that zone. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, this is where those wicks help you see that that's a zone, because even though the price came down to this support level, it didn't stay close to it. It popped back up towards the top of that zone. So that's where you get those long wicks at. Okay. I zoomed too far out. Let's change this to a 1 year day chart. So if I zoom out, it don't go that far. Okay, then it came in the zone here, and then it came out of it. Came in the zone here, and then on this in particular candle right here, it closed right on top of that zone, dipped into it, and then it recovered right out of it. So that was this area right here. Same thing over here. And then it started using the 200-day simple moving average for support. So let me zoom in and show you what I'm talking about. This 200 simple moving average, it started using that as support and trading in that zone using the 200-day simple moving average as support. Then it closed outside of that zone right here after testing these supports, and then it gapped up today. So there's a gap between this high and this candle's low. And this is an extremely bullish candle because it doesn't have a wick at the bottom. So let me double check to make sure, because it might be hard to see. So the open and the low should be the same price when we look at this candle, or very close to it. So you can see it. The open is $211.51 and the low is $211.51. So that's basically telling you that the price did not go any lower than where it began at that day, which was today. And it gapped up. It gapped up from this close of $205.37. And it opened at $211.51. So let's just read the data about today. We did enough technical analysis on this one. So the AMD opened at $211.51. They had a high of $221.33 and a low of $211.51, and closed today at $220.27, which was a trading range of $9.83. And they traded 48.5 million shares today of their company. And when we look at that sounds like a high number compared to the other volume we was looking at. And compared to what they usually trade, this was only in the 63% rank, 63% of the rank percentile for volume. And that's what I'm looking at right here. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, 93 days had more volume than today. So it was still above 50%, but it didn't cross this 70% I like to look at. All right. I think we covered a lot. I feel better about tonight's show compared to how I've been doing. I just poured water on myself. It dried up. Let's go ahead and wrap tonight's show up. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the whole life insurance link. And I released a video today where I took a deeper look into Albemarle. Did I say that? I think so. Albemarle Corporation, ticker symbol ALB. I have links to both of those down in the description. And make sure you tune in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care and God bless.